The abandonment wound. What is that? When we get triggered and this wound isn't healed yet, we go back to the place that the abandonment first began. Watch this video. Abandonment wounds come up a lot in relationships and friendships. It's that trigger that pops up for you that makes you afraid of rejection, but also makes you afraid of intimacy. It's a double-edged sword of sorts, and it feels like there's no true safety anywhere. Why does this happen? What is this? Why do we get triggered and feel like we're right back to our childhood or acting out in ways that we needed to act out in childhood? What is this? This is about power, my friends. This is about power. And when you get treated in unfair ways as a child, or you get sort of mirrored in negative ways or emotionally abandoned in ways, what happens is you feel like your power is constantly being taken from you. You feel like you're being overpowered by the bigger people in your life. You feel like there's no way to be, nowhere to go. When there's somebody older and bigger than you taking care of you and they're taking your power away, you can't leave because you need to be taken care of. You need to survive, and you can't fight back, or your risk of not being in survival is really high. It's the fight or flight mode. This gets bigger and bigger. In some people's cases, they get PTSD and things like that, but we're not going to talk about that right now. We're going to talk about just this abandonment wound. What this looks like is later in life, you didn't get properly mirrored as a child. You didn't have the proper emotional reflection or validation. You didn't have a secure sense of self because of that. You constantly were getting your power taken away. You constantly never get reflected to your own power, your own goodness, your own beauty. So what humans do is they start searching outside of themselves for that, right? I talk about this a lot, this external validation. If you can't get it internally where you're supposed to get it, you're going to look for it somewhere to finally confirm a sense of self. This is human nature. So what you're doing if you're looking outside of yourself through relationships or material things or jobs or whatever it is you're doing it because you have to, because you need that to survive. This isn't something to be judged, by the way. A lot of people judge it. Oh, that person's materialistic, or that person might have a lot of pain. So you want to be careful about those judgments. But this is what we tend to do. We tend to look outside of ourselves to find that validation that we never got from our original place, our original family, our original foundation. It never got anchored. So we're constantly looking for our power, our self, outside of ourselves. And what happens when we do that is we have a lot of power struggles in relationships. Anytime there is an argument, you get triggered right back into that childhood wound. Anytime there is any kind of an argument or implication that you aren't enough, that you aren't doing something right, that you aren't being good. This is a big word for those of us that had abandonment issues. If you're not good, all of a sudden that unworthiness, that abandonment wound, that I'm not good enough to be loved and accepted and claimed wound comes up, and you start acting out. You start reacting from a place that's very unconscious. This is one of the biggest fueling agents for relationship sabotage. So many people sabotage their relationships because of an abandonment wound. And what's so interesting, what I had to learn the hard way, but then finally became the good way, is that when you stay present in your trigger, if you can stay present in any type of an argument or any type of disagreement with a friend or a loved one, if you can stay present and get really honest and say, you know what? Yeah, I actually did do that. Yeah, that sucks. I'm sorry about that. You know what? I was triggered, or this happened. I understand it now. Maybe you don't understand it. but you better understand if you're saying that. And if you don't say that. Say, I'm not really understanding it yet. Be as honest as you possibly can. What I've noticed while healing abandonment issues is the more honest you are and the more not reactive but responsive you become, the more these patterns start shifting. You stop creating the same scenarios over and over because you stop yourself with your own presence. You stop in the middle of whatever it was you were about to do, whether you're about to abandon someone else or reject someone else or flee somewhere else. Stop. Don't do it. Own your shit, stand in it and say, you got me. I got an issue. I want to understand this. If you have a loving friend or partner, they will recognize what's going on. They will recognize that it's not your present self that's doing this. It's a wounded self. It's an old wound from childhood, the abandonment wound that never got healed. And the way that we heal this wound is by being present in situations that trigger us. We get real about how we feel so that we can heal. When we can be present and meaning real, authentic, in the places that scare us or frighten us or make us think we're being abandoned or rejected or whoever it is, and stop doing our little things like, oh, whatever will make you happy, or oh, that's a Band-Aid. What you have to do is say, no, this doesn't feel good. I'm sorry I reacted, or I'm sorry that I was feeling that way or doing that thing, but this doesn't feel good for me. We need to figure something out. Stand in your truth, stand in your authentic emotional self, and be honest. If these people are real friends or real lovers, they will see you. They will see your consciousness. They will see that this isn't you. They will maybe even want to help you, try to heal you by being another presence. No one can heal you, but someone can be a loving presence for you to anchor you. Someone can be a support for you that's consistent, opposed to the inconsistent conditionality you may have come from. If someone can love you consistently, unconditionally, not meaning they let you walk all over them, but meaning you are being honest and you are working on things and you are wanting to know how to act or respond differently. This is healing. It does not happen overnight. Do you know how many emails I get every single week asking me, what can I do real quick to fix this? What is your advice right now for this to get over it? What I want people to understand about healing is it's incremental. It happens as you are consistent with your healing by being consistent with your new dealing with self and issues. As soon as you change that groundwork and you make it into something upgraded, better, more loving, you start to integrate that in your body. Your natural responses start being totally different than they were before. You start being more loving. You start being more neutral. You start being more present. You're not taken away by this unconscious reaction from this abandonment wound. You stop abandoning your true self and you start being present in what's going on for you right now. When you react, you don't leave or blame someone else. You say, oh shit, I just reacted. So many people ask me on a daily basis, what do I do about this relationship or that relationship? My answer is always the same thing. Be very present in it. Be very present with yourself. Be very present and honest with them. And miracles start to happen. So you guys, if you're dealing with an abandonment wound, you are going to be triggered until it's healed. And those triggers are actually your path towards healing. So don't be bummed about it. Don't judge yourself about it. Don't think you're ruining something if you're having a reaction. Stop in the moment. Own it. Say, oh my gosh, this took over me. This is something in me. This isn't because of me. This happened to me. And you know what? That happened for me so that I can enlighten myself and heal this. And I want you to help me heal this by just being with me. These are things we need to do as healers, as wounded healers, as people on the path of enlightenment, is we have to get real about how we feel in the moment so we can heal. So you guys, if you like this video, please share, please subscribe. It always helps push the message forward and help more and more people. It's really fun to watch all of you guys comment and see how it grows. It's cool stuff. So thank you guys for that, and please continue. And I'll see you next week. Namaste.